So what happens now? You do realise how important this is? Yeah. Yeah, all right. No, I understand. Right, I'll wait to hear from you.
Who's that?
Me FLO, I've just told her about Stefan and Eli's dad, sent her the link.
And?
And she's going to pass it on to the investigating officer.
Well, if there's anything dodgy, they'll find it.
They didn't though, did they? I did.
Yeah, and you did brilliantly. But there's nothing more you can do. You're going to have to leave it to them.
I can still call Imran, tell him. He must be able to use this. Where's Stefan?
Don't know.
He's been with Corey the whole way through. There's no way he'd miss it now.
Well, maybe he's being questioned by the police.
You'll be fine. Just tell the truth. And remember to keep you cool no matter what gets thrown at you.
So I was thinking...
You first encountered Nina Lucas and Sebastian Franklin at the Wasteland. You were with Corey Brent, Jason Dowling, and Eli Higginson. Now, you admit that you had all been drinking. And could you tell us what happened there after Asher Allahan and Summer Spellman had gone?
Corey and Eli started calling Nina names and they wanted me to join in, but I didn't.
What did they call her?
Corey started going on about her piercings and they called her a freak. And they said, smack it. Smack the freak.
And what did you do?
I slapped her.
Why?
They were pressuring me and I wanted to impress Corey. But when they asked me to do it again, I didn't.
Then what happened?
Seb and Nina started walking away and Corey said we should go after him.
You encountered Seb and Nina about 40 minutes later on Harper Street, is that right?
Yeah, Corey followed them, started shouting, "Oi, freaks, corpse bride, you ignoring us." And they just kept walking and Seb was on his phone and then Corey kicked him in the back and he fell. And I laughed. But only because I thought they were messing about. I didn't think it'd go any further.
But it did.
Eli pushed Nina over and then she ran off and then him and Jay ran after her and then Corey just kept kicking Seb whilst he was on the ground. He just kept kicking and kicking.
What were you doing whilst Corey was repeatedly kicking Seb?
I told him to stop. I told him to stop and I tried to pull him off, but he pushed me away and then he just kept kicking him and kicking him and kicking him until Seb wasn't moving anymore. Then I asked him, why did you do that? And he didn't answer, and then I asked if he was breathing. Then I asked him if he was dead, and he just ran off. All right, he just ran off.
He just left you there?
Yeah.
And did you try and help Seb?
Yeah, I asked him if he could hear me, and then I was going to call an ambulance, but then he started moving and I panicked, and I know I shouldn't have ran, but I thought if he saw me, he thought it was me, and then by the time I caught up to Corey, he told me to keep my mouth shut. So I did. I know I should have told the police, but my mum says never to because it'll just turn out bad, and I was so scared. But I didn't touch Seb. I promise I didn't touch him. I didn't touch him. I promise I wouldn't touch him. I didn't touch him. Oh, sorry.
You say you didn't touch Seb, but it was only Corey that kicked him.
Yeah.
Why do you think he did it?
I don't know.
I agree with you. No real motive there, is there?
He was annoyed Seb was ignoring him. He was spoiling for a fight.
You admit to smacking Nina in the face to impress Corey.
Yeah.
Are we to believe you wouldn't kick Seb to impress him? Perfect motive?
Well, I didn't. It was him. He took it too far.
Too far for someone like you?
Yeah.
This isn't the first time you've tried to get Corey's attention, is it? On the 6th of April, 2020, you shared a naked video of your friend, Asher, Corey's girlfriend. You shared it to everyone you knew via your mobile phone. A vindictive, jealous act that almost ruined Asher's life. She became utterly traumatized and had to leave her school, all because of you.
Yeah, and I hate myself for that.
And yet you did it. If you can ruin your friend's life to impress Corey, if you can smack an innocent girl in the face to impress Corey, why should we believe you wouldn't viciously attack a boy you barely know to impress Corey?
Because I didn't, he did, it wasn't me.
No further questions.
You say you tried to stop Corey,
Yes.
but there was evidence of blood splatter on your dress, which indicates you must have been very close to Seb.
Yeah, because I was trying to stop him. I've literally said all of this.
My lady, can I please direct my colleague to the report which states that the blood spatter pattern on the dress was not sufficient to prove that the witness had any active involvement in the assault?
If my friend would let me finish.
Yes, do please finish, Mr. Boateng.
As the defense have already outlined, if you had been kicking him, there would most likely have been more blood. You were wearing a dress but no tights, were you not?
Yes.
Easy to wash off blood from bare legs.
My lady, we have written testimony from Toya Battersby which states that the witness returned home without any blood on her legs.
Which is not in dispute, my lady. If I might be able to continue questioning.
Yes, please do continue.
You did not return home until 9:25 p.m. We have established that the attack on Seb Franklin happened around 8:45 p.m., giving you plenty of time to wash any blood away before you returned home.
This is conjecture.
Please sit down, Mr. Habib.
Why did it take you so long to get back?
Because I was trying to find Corey. And when I found him, he told me to keep quiet, and I wanted to tell the truth. He threatened me.
Which he denies.
Yeah, because he's lying.
All we know for sure is that you had plenty of time after the attack, before you returned home, to clean Seb Franklin's blood from your legs and get your story straight.
No.
I simply want the jury to be aware that a key point of the defense, that Miss Nealon arrived without blood on her legs, does not mean there was never any.
Kelly wanted to tell the police the truth, but I told her to say nothing.
And why did you do that?
My daddy drilled it into me over the years, sometimes by force. He wasn't on the right side of the law, shall we say. And that's how he lived his life. That's how we had to live. Say nothing, survive. Squeal, and someone will turn up on your doorstep with a baseball bat.
So it's safe to say that Kelly didn't exactly have a stable upbringing.
No, I mean, her daddy was generous with his money. But that money always came with a price tag. Keep your gob shut.
And how did that affect Kelly? What was she like as a child?
Not sure I was good as gold. She did well at school, and she never got into any trouble. Things got really tough after me and Rick divorced. I went on a downward spiral. It got to the point where I couldn't get out of bed. I was drinking all day. And Kelly said, "Mum, we're going to get through this and I'm going to look after you." And do you know what? Bless her, she did. Because that's the kind of kid she is, always looking after people. There's no way she'd beaten up that lad, Seb. No way. I know my daughter.
Thank you. No further questions?
Your witness, Miss Habib?
You say Kelly was a model child, someone who looked after you.
Yeah.
Your relationship was always good, was it? Not a single bump in the road?
Well, we've had our ups and downs like everyone.
Such as?
Look, I wasn't a great mum. And sometimes Kelly, you know, she'd call me on that, but she was always right too.
How do you mean, call you on that?
Just, we had disagreements.
More than disagreements? You were recently sentenced on a charge of child neglect. Can you tell us what you instructed your solicitor to say on your behalf about your daughter?
I can't remember.
I have the transcript here.
But I didn't mean it.
Mean what?
What I said.
If I may.
You may.
I felt physically afraid of my daughter. She was violent, unpredictable, and aggressive. Violent, unpredictable, and aggressive.